Hey, friends. Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
So, I'm really glad to have Bree, Ali, Delusions here. Sad that Gus couldn't be here, but I wanted to have you guys on the stream where I relieve my relieve.
I mean, you
I
can
don't know.
relieve yourself at any
You can
time.
relieve anywhere.
I guess. Yeah. But when I reveal my avatar, because you all were part of the live streams that I did to raise the money for this finally thing that is finally here that none of you can see. Oh, I see somebody saying dirty nerdy. That's right. I am naked. Under all this.
I believe Grendal said that Jenny looks like a dick pic at an affidavit.
Yeah.
I wanted to repeat that.
Tastefully pixelated.
Tastefully pixelated, indeed. Yeah, I need to fix my camera. It's a little out of focus. But yeah, so I guess I don't really know. I also was saying behind the scenes, I don't really have any agenda for this. I just wanted to show y'all what I got. So I guess I'll just do that.
And it's just pixelated.
Yeah, this is it.
Here it is.
Very exciting. Isn't this exciting?
Haven't you all ever seen a dramatic reveal before?
Yes. So if I had like your soundboard, I could do like a drum roll, but I don't. So I'm just gonna.
Can't we
Damn
just
it, Gus!
Oh, there we go. I'm gonna hit the button, and y'all are gonna see it now. And here it is. There I am. Yes.
It looks so
It is.
Oh my gosh, is that my roommate from WatCon
Speaking of-
Avatar Edition? What
I
a
think
difference!
it is. I think it is. So this is it.
Oh,
This is my avatar. And,
The dog got scared. The dog got scared.
I'm sorry, Petey. I'm sorry.
So
Petey.
pretty.
He gave me a look.
Yeah.
He came in here, made sure I was okay. Like he sprinted down the hall to make sure I was okay, and then he gave me a look like, "Don't fuck around like this, Mom." I'm like,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
not cool, Mom.
wait, wave your arms around.
Well, I can't. I can't really do that yet. But I
Then I
can.
fucked up.
For example, do this if I'm really happy. I
Yeah.
can
Okay.
dance.
So we're
Yeah.
doing like workouts with Lezbi.
Yeah, I can have my head be on fire at this point. Let's see. Oh, that's good. I agree with you. Or no, I don't agree with you. The motion capture, like the body motion capture, requires other tech. So, but
Can
yes.
we see your butt?
No, because I'm wearing pants. I'm wearing pants.
So
Okay.
you claim.
Hold on, let me see.
Until I see your butt, nothing has been proven.
Trying to figure out how to. There, look, see, pants. I have pants.
That was amazing. You fly now. That was a bonus. I think there's a witch in the house.
I am indeed a witch. Yes. So my butt is tastefully covered. It doesn't need to be pixelated. So yeah. So yeah. Some people have seen my butt behind the scenes. I know TVAD patrons have seen my butt a lot because Nameless likes to show it, because when they first made the avatar, she was, naked.
I'm pretty sure that's why everyone wants to be Nameless, to have the power behind Jenny's
to
butt.
show people my butt. Yes, that's it. That's the motivation in the Wheel of Time. Jordan didn't know it when he was writing
absolutely Grendel's motivation. We all know this.
to show Jenny's butt. So, but yeah, I guess that was like that. This is basically the reveal of what my avatar is. And yeah, she's got a body. There's going to be probably further updates. Right now, I only have the one hairstyle and stuff like that. But this is her for now. And yeah, I guess that's it. But okay, thank you all for coming.
I love those shifty eyes.
You love what?
The shifty eyes.
The shifty eyes. Yes.
You did
The motion capture is pretty good, actually. Oh, thank you very much.
God.
Oh
Wow.
gosh, Jenny, who is your favorite Watt character?
My favorite Watt character. Look at this. I have wait, I'm going to do a little dance.
This just became OnlyFans. I'm so excited. Is this how we lose the pants?
No, I can't make it. Thank you so much. My favorite walk character. Now, this is a mystery. Most people don't know because I'm pretty like coy with who I.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
would
like
say you're very conservative with your views,
Very.
and you certainly
Yeah.
don't let your
Not vocal.
opinions be known.
No.
Certainly never during the Grinwell Cup.
No,
Never.
never during the Grinwell Cup at all. Yeah. So, if I had to pick, ooh, 90s, maybe.
Oh, big shocker.
Big time.
Yes.
Big time 90s.
90s,
Not
my
like
girl.
you
90s, my girl
literally
for sure.
Brought me and Allie together by trying to the two launching me at their pole. Like
Bree,
Yeah.
no part of that is fact.
Yes. Actually, and I will say it was actually mostly, I think Delusions did it first. I think Delusions was like, because I was upset and Delusions was like, let's tag Bree in it. And I was like, well, no, we shouldn't do that. And then Delusions was like, yes, we should. And then she just did it. So-
I know exactly where
Bring-
Tess and I were when.
when we brought in the cavalry.
Yeah.
the cavalry.
that needs to be my name now.
Cavalry.
You just play summon Bree and I show up like
That's the noise you make as you come
Yeah.
in.
that was the noise I was making as I swooped onto the pole.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah, playing my cards close to my vest. Really, I see. This is a lot of advanced animation that I can't quite do, but
Oh
Maybe
my god,
one day.
Velcro tearaway pants. That's
Yes.
that's the next milestone. Donate
Mm.
today for tearaways.
Jenny, I think we should tell them though, because I don't think everybody like understands what a fabulously complicated situation you have had up until this point with like your old phone that you couldn't update
Oh, yeah.
to use your avatar.
Yeah. So the reason I had to update my avatar to do this is because I can't, like, my phone right now is running on iOS 13, maybe 14. I can't check because I'm using my phone right now to do the facial motion capture, but it's running on a very, very old iOS. And there are programs that like people have tried to get me to sign up for apps I can't use because my iOS is so old. Because if I update my phone, my old avatar, the one that has been on every video up until today, I can't use that program anymore. Like it will stop working. So basically it was going to stop working fully. I know Delusions got a message from me a couple of months ago. Sorry, loud traffic. Where I was in a panic because that program had stopped working for like 3 or 4 days. And I was like, my new avatar isn't ready yet. So
I stand by my suggestion of popsicle sticks.
right. Yes. That was
A marionette?
Yes.
Like the Lonely Ghost Herd?
Exactly. So
Just
basically
go borrow
this is,
one of those South Korean squirrels and make it dance.
I'm team sock puppet, personally.
Mm.
why just get a squirrel and put it on
So
screen?
you can see why she needed a new avatar because you are not a great counsel of
Not a great squirrel catcher.
No, the advice that I'm getting is not particularly helpful. So sorry. Thank you again. Matt, better gambling luck. Indeed. Oh, I should make it rain again. And then maybe do a different thing. Yeah.
I like that the money's coming out of the top of your head, like you are raining money.
Yeah, that's
Like one of those money machines.
I'll dance too.
Oh, thanks for dancing with me.
Yeah, go Bree.
Yes.
Okay. I
So-
feel like I'm like in the Legend of Zelda right now with Bree, just like really slaying it.
Yes. with
I
all the
can't decide if
fireplaces.
Gus is playing The Legend of Zelda or watching porn lately because it is like so. Some of those characters with their sounds.
Oh.
Please
I'll come and be
demonstrate.
like, "What are you watching?" And he's like, "I'm playing The Legend of Zelda." Like, why
This is my
so
fault. I live so
naughty?
far in the woods. I have a landline. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys.
You
I
have
have a phone that plugs into the wall.
Wow. Does it have one of the really, really long cords? Oh, dog.
Yes, it does.
Henry
Nice.
wanted to see.
Hi, Henry. Oh, we have doggos. So
When you
I have
live
a landline also.
this far from the rest of the
Mhm.
world, you need to have a landline.
yeah, I forgot about landlines.
Yeah.
So,
I also have a landline because we live in a reception dead area.
oh
Yes,
wow.
So I have
that
to
was
have a
our
landline.
problem.
What's
I
Do you
a
have
couldn't
like
get,
the
like,
purple
people's-
VTech phone that we
Mm.
had as youths with our blow up inflatable couches?
Oh gosh, no, I wish.
No. What I want to know is if you have like the 6-meter long cord,
No, I
skinny
do
cord
have.
that you
I
can.
finally have a cordless one.
Oh,
But-
see, because you can twirl that cord while you talk about
cord twirling.
people on the phone. Yeah, you can't do that.
But we do
anymore.
have to have one that has a cord still, because if the power
because
goes out,
the power
we need to
power
be
goes
able
out.
to plug
Mhm.
that one in to call the power.
Exactly.
Yeah, backwoods
Yeah.
life.
Sorry, and
Mhm.
you say you live in the United States of America? Huh.
The backwoods, man. It is wild out
Wow.
here.
Yeah.
I mean,
What a strange country.
remember the time the chicken flew into my house? Like,
That's
sounds
true. You had a random chicken. I remember that.
Sounds like the 1950s down there, am I right?
Yeah.
1850s.
Both of these work. Both of these work. So, yeah. Anyway, that was the SAG. That's why I have to update my avatar. Going back to the original question, but yeah,
Yes.
basically to future-proof it, so that if that other program stopped working again, I am not. Oh, suddenly can't make content, kind of thing. So, yeah.
You all want to hear something bleak?
Oh, I would love to hear something.
Speaking of blow up
Exclusively.
furniture and landlines, the
Mhm.
new historical American Girl doll, apparently that was released recently, is a 90s American Girl doll.
Oh, she has the personal pan Pizza Hut book reader thing. I was like, that's an attack. That's a psychic attack.
That
it
is
was brutal to see. She has a pager.
I was over at my friend's
I am now
house the other
sponsored by
night.
Botox.
Yeah.
I will not be hearing of this 90s slander.
No, I was at my friend's house the other day, and her daughter came in, and I was like, "Oh, you look so cute today. You look like you're dressed like 90s. You look like my high school." And I was saying it as a joke, but she did. She was wearing like the big wide jeans with like a shirt with wide stripes, and she was like, "Teacher," because I also am her teacher, but whatever. She's like, "Teacher, that was my intention. I am vintage today." And I was like, "Oh, fuck you, fuck you, child."
Really, really hate that.
Yes, I am vintage today.
Well, the day that Nickelback is classified as an oldie is the day I know I have peaked. The time has come. I am over the hill.
I hear the
Mm.
Backstreet Boys on like a classic radio. I will evaporate into the sun. Just my atoms will scatter
Yeah.
right in
Yeah.
that moment.
You know what? When it hit me, like when she said that, it hurt me. And then I remembered when I was young, and I'm older than all of you, but I remember when I was young, I would go to 50s parties. My mom would help me dress up in like 50s. Yeah,
Ooh.
50s
Cute.
clothing. And the 90s is as far back from now as the 50s was far.
Fuck you
Yeah.
for saying that, actually.
It's a true fact, and it hurts my heart.
You know what? It's just another
Oh.
turning.
Just another turning.
Wow, that hurts. That hurt.
Yeah.
I took that personally.
Yeah. Now you all feel the thing that I felt. Like she looked at me and said, "Yes, I am vintage today." Those are the words that came out of her mouth and came at my face.
Yeah,
Like a fist.
when the youths are bringing back things that we murdered, we were
Yeah.
like, no more of the wide-legged pants, no more of the the butterfly clips. Like they're bringing it all back.
Oh, I love
my
them,
daughter,
Matthew.
my
Thank you.
daughter already has them, except they're pineapples because we're a tasteful, welcoming house.
Or your daughter's a swinger.
Those are the options. The options.
She's a bold 18-month-old.
Oh God.
Uh,
Oh my God. I was telling her about other things after I recovered from what she said. I was like, I used to love, like, in the 90s, I wore a lot of overalls, and I had to explain to her what overalls was.
Overall.
And then it's
Let me
like,
tell you about eyebrows.
yeah, but then I said, like, only with one strap. And then she's like, teacher. And she found a picture of herself wearing that. She's like, yes, I have another vintage. And she showed me a picture of her wearing overalls with only one strap. And I was like, fuck you, stop it. Stop it.
All right, well, now I'm going to need some, like, Lezbi vintage clothing happening on this avatar. I want some overalls.
Yeah, I actually do plan to get more clothing and stuff made. That I do want to grow her. And I saw somebody mention earlier the editing Lezbi hairstyle. I actually did have that made, but the reason this has taken so long is I've been a journey. Oh my Lord. But
do you want to walk us through that massive
No, because
journey?
it gives me so much anxiety. I think some of you have heard, like, the week that I was just in a bad mood because
you didn't speak
something.
Much. I was like,
yeah,
man, hope Jenny's doing okay over there.
Yeah. No, I was not. I was really.
I was trying to teach a distant artist how to braid hair. That was my favorite part of the journey we took.
That's true. That's true. You did that. Yes, because I also have braids and stuff made. So, yeah. Anyway, so okay. Delusions. You mentioned a topic that we could talk about that is Wheel of Time. While there's been some recent news in the Wheel of Time universe. There has been some
recent news on ye old Instagram, which I suppose one day too shall be vintage. I am so terrible at pronouncing Shura. Is it Shuray? Shura?
I've always said Shoregadashlu, but I actually don't know. Do you know? Anybody here know?
No.
I have an Iranian friend who laughed at me once when I said her name, so I think I'm saying it wrong. But then my Iranian friend did not correct me. She just thought it was funny.
Shore, sultry, 24 voice, perfection in human flesh. There was an Instagram post of a fan. Sorry, I'm just seeing if I can pull it up so I can get the name right. And Shore is in Prague right now.
Yeah. And are they filming season 3?
They are filming season 3. It has begun.
Wow.
And before we started, we were going to explain to Allie how this is a particularly Jenny bit of news.
Well, I know that she was campaigning for.
No,
I was doing the opposite.
Yes. She said, do not make me like Cadswain by making me physically attracted to her by casting someone like.
Yeah. I made a video it was a video
the distress we feel with Dane Bornhald being Dane Bonehard.
Which is not that we want to spoil you in any way that Cadswain is, but
I think you picked up on she's a divisive character.
I've heard
she's divisive. Yeah,
she's
divisive. And maybe not someone you want to have pants feels for.
Yeah.
Or at least Jenny didn't want to.
I
but
specifically,
now
I made an entire video about, it was one of my concerns, lists of things that I was concerned about. And the last thing on that was I was concerned that they were going to cast Shora Agashlu for Cadswain because of, I don't want pants feels for Cadswain. Now, granted, I don't want pants feels for anyone in this cast.
Well, you got them.
I know. It's very, very frustrating because they've been my friends for 25 years. And then Rafe was and now they're hot. And I'm like, fuck you, no.
Stop it.
Friend zone obliterated.
This woman's hot. I don't care.
We all sort of started making fun of her. Yes. Everybody was just Hot Swain, Hot Swain, Hot Swain.
I was vaguely aware that was happening, but I did not know who Hot Swain was. I thought that was a character. And I was
even Rafe got in on it.
Where's my money?
And eventually,
it is. Hit I'm doing money. Thank you.
Head fire. Yes. So then it hit Twitter, and then everybody she
Day-
eventually like tweeted asking who Cat Swain was that everybody wanted her to play, and like
Mhm.
then Rafe was like, "Oh, get in my DMs," and so like this whole thing went down, and we all watched it, and everybody's been like spent the last that was like what, a year or two ago?
It was about a year ago, and I do think I started it. I didn't mean to, but I do think I did it by
like
making
someone
a
owes you a
joke
check.
that
might
like
have-
snowballed beyond my control.
I feel like
And
Catherine owes you a check.
They kind of owe me a check,
Yeah.
and I'm really like, I'm not unhappy about it, but I am worried that like she's a divisive character, and I'm going to have different opinions because I am not complicated. It's a pretty lady
goggles.
doing a thing, and I'll be like, I want to watch the pretty lady do the thing.
All the things.
Yes,
Maybe
the
not all the
things.
things. I'm not saying anything else. But
Yeah.
anyway,
I mean, that's the issue. Well, no, it's not the
Ellie's
only
like,
issue.
what is
but
going on?
It's also like with Alana. It's like, stop being hot, Alana. Also, stop being cute and lovely and funny and wonderful and eating
Yes,
snacks.
exactly. Like, oh, Allie, the pain we all felt watching you get towards that Alana chapter while she was just being so hot
So
on the
hot.
show.
So
Yeah.
hot, and for what? And for what? I asked.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
not
just
okay.
a gentle reminder: no spoilers past Winter's Heart
Well, let's say
prologue.
Path of Daggers just to be safe.
prologue.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
a few chapters in now to
Yeah,
Winter's
like
Heart,
three
but-
chapters. 3 chapters.
Yeah.
I feel like
believe.
people know what happens in the
But yeah,
Winter's Heart
I'm like,
prologue.
I'm like
with the
6
titties,
chapters in.
so
I
we
think
can-
I'm supposed to read a few tonight.
You
Yeah, we
you
might
had
be
the
doing 6
wonderful
chapters
experience
next
of
episode.
Barrelane and Perrin, so that's.
Let me tell you this: Barrelane should be glad that she won the Grinwell Cup at the buzzer. She
Yeah.
There is a reason I was actively pushing for this to be Barrelane's year.
This
This was your year, honey. This was your last chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was the one.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
am so mad.
Yeah.
mad.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I no. Yeah, I think I'm 6 chapters in. I think we're gonna do a 6 chapter episode because
We
it's
did-
not
oh,
a
okay.
lot of stuff.
Oh,
I don't
you're saying that
understand. I think
I don't know what you're
so
talking
much
about.
happens.
Yeah.
There's there's the looking. There's
Yeah.
some tying of knots. That's pretty
Where
cool.
is Fail?
Where?
Is Fail?
That
Marcel.
earworm, Marcel.
Yes.
Oh.
Mm. Mm.
And I'm just like
Top-
doing it with
top tier.
anything that has like
Yep.
2 syllables.
Yes. Doesn't have to have 2.
Where are
Where
my keys?
Yes, there you go. Where is my phone? That's my. Have you not heard this song, Allie?
I've heard part of it. I've heard like I believe I have heard I heard it a little bit at Jordan Con. Someone played a part of it for me. So
I
get
don't
the
remember if it
reference.
has any spoilers, but I mean, it's mostly
Yeah.
just where is Fael over and over again, which now you know.
Now I know.
Yes.
Well, I know where she is, and I will never recover from reading the line. I want him to bang my ass like a drum or whatever
Yeah.
it was that Fael thought in her head.
Yeah.
I will never
Listen.
recover from that.
Okay,
I was
you wanna know what-
clean.
No,
You know
no
what-
kink shame. I know people have feels about Roland and Fael that start at the drum banging.
Mm,
Horror.
yeah.
Horror.
But I
Horror.
feel like, listen, it's like it's not even so much that as it
It's a
is
no.
like the fact that Robert Jordan said.
Yeah. It's also that.
Like it felt like it was like listening to your weird uncle.
But you know what pisses me off so much about that whole scene is I'm pretty sure that Fael and like Bane and Shia, I'm pretty sure there were men with them. But Robert Jordan was like, no, the men have to die because we don't want to
Yeah.
imagine naked men
Well,
running
men
through the
always
snow.
get to die.
They killed the men.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
killed
but they
the
can't
men.
like
I was
yeah,
like,
we don't need to humiliate men in the way that we humiliate these women. So let's just kill them.
Never.
just-
It's not the men who need to be taken down a peg, Jenny. It's the
No,
women
of
who must
course.
learn their place.
Indeed. I
we
just
don't
sorry,
strip the men naked.
Allie, do you remember this? Because you and I sometimes have an
Of
overlap.
course, because
Yes.
of my upbringing.
Yes. Me too. where? Oh wait, no, I'm now doing "Where Is My Hairbrush" to the "Where Is Fail" song. What is it? Oh, where is my hairbrush? That's what it is. There we go.
The funniest thing was
yeah.
my roommate and my roommate's boyfriend, my other roommate's boyfriend, were both Jewish. And
We're not talking about Gus.
no. And when a room full of us started singing VeggieTales, they like both were shocked, confused, and
and a little embarrassed, vaguely embarrassed. Shocked, confused, and a little embarrassed. Sorry, that's a VeggieTales reference.
They're a little embarrassed.
Yes. Sorry, Allie and I get it. The rest of you
Atheist
didn't.
childhood cannot relate.
VeggieTales was actually really, really good.
Christian
really, really good.
What tomfoolery is this?
Christian carrots.
They are Christian carrots and asparagus, but they were like,
really
funny.
funny.
They were really funny. Like I watched them when I was in university. My roommates and I would watch them and just die laughing because they were
really
hilarious. Yeah, really, really funny. Pretty sure the writers like watched a lot of Monty Python because there's
writers were excellent. The writers were excellent. I truly 10 out of 10. When it comes to ranking Christian propaganda, VeggieTales
is the top. It's the top. There is nothing that's better than VeggieTales. I'm Bob. I'm a tomato, and I'm here to help you. It's just all great.
10 out of 10.
Yes.
Best
No
Christian
notes.
propaganda there is.
Listen, I know you guys have been diving into the Hunger Games on Wheel Takes. Would you consider, and like you've got, Last of Us queued up to do deep dives into.
Yes, which we will be
Hear me out.
doing.
VeggieTales.
Now, Gus and I have both seen it.
But I mean, you've
feel like
also
you would
both
have to be
seen
the
The Last
first-time
of
viewer.
Us.
Are there any are there new ones? Did VeggieTales just go away? I don't remember. Like the last one I remember seeing is the one with the bunny. Like the bunny.
I remember the bunny.
Oh, I ate the bunny.
Well,
yeah.
if VeggieTales is based on Jesus, one would anticipate that they will rise again. Yes. We just need the potatoes or the new crop. I don't know. I don't understand vegetables or Jesus. So
I mean, I did go to Catholic school. Thank you, Allie. There's something about a rock. 3 days.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
I didn't do great at Catholic school.
Apparently not. That's like the main one.
Yeah.
This is true. This is true. I was the only
smashing
person taking both Spanish and German in the school, and like the only 2 times where you could take the New Testament class was like either against my Spanish class or my German class. So I did the New Testament independent study and just didn't learn anything. And that's why I don't know anything about Jesus.
Oh my Lord.
That's like
someone somewhere will be able to break down the Bibli for us.
It's like he's the protagonist of the book.
The one.
But I took my first
story. It's Helen.
Have you read Harry Potter?
Yes.
It's that.
I mean, I've read a lot of fantasy, so I feel like I've mostly
Spoilers
got
for
the
Deathly
Jesus
Hallows.
If you read Wheel of Time, it's probably going in that direction.
I mean maybe.
Please. There's a stigmata vibe going on.
Flip the scribe.
We're telling me Jesus Dragon doesn't die and then come back. Look me in the eyes. Do not fuck with me. Come on.
Sure.
Sure.
Look.
Sure.
Well, no, because
my avatar can't betray anything. Ah!
Yeah. Also,
oh, wait,
they don't.
Bree, do you still have your sensor?
I do, but I can't show it while my avatar's up. Wait.
Not every messianic character comes back. I remember watching a movie in the 90s about an asteroid, and it wasn't Armageddon. It was another asteroid that was going to hit the Earth. But the main ship was called the Messiah, and I was like, well, everybody on that ship's going to die, and everybody on that ship died. Like, and none of them came back. Like, that was just.
You know what? Not to victim blame, but really fucking stupid name to name a ship. Do you know what?
Yes, it really is. Yeah,
it's just like
we're all
calling
gonna
any
die.
It could have been foretold, truly.
Ship. Any ship that's been called an unsinkable ship sunk. I swear to God,
it's gonna sink. Yeah,
it's gonna sink. Like that's the dumbest thing you could possibly call. Because you know what? Because
thank you. It was Deep Impact. Thank you. Yes, Deep Impact. Yes,
of course.
Sorry, 4 people with better memories than me. Yes.
Everyone at the same
Must
time.
not have made
Obviously
that
deep
deep of an impact.
Jesus, Grendel, today you are on fucking
You
fire.
are
I
on-
mean, you
you
always
are.
are, but today you took some like
It's the
special juice.
bourbon.
I think you have that special juice, right?
Yes.
I loved Deep Impact, by the way. Like I really did.
It was
like
good.
I loved
Dennis
myself.
Quaid.
I
It's
don't
the one
remember
where,
any of the
Morgan
cast.
Freeman was president, and the Hobbit was the guy who discovered the asteroid, and Frodo
Morgan
Frodo
Freeman?
discovered the asteroid.
Elijah Wood.
Oh,
Yeah, the Hobbit.
Ooh.
I mean, I remember liking it, but I don't remember
And like,
any of this.
yes, like because it was like a very slow, strange movie where like Morgan Freeman was the president, and it was just this slow, like, well, everything we've tried has not worked. And it like took place over months, and they just like kept failing to stop the asteroid, and then finally the asteroid hit Earth.
Yeah.
and then everything blew up.
Everything blew up. But not everything, because the Messiah saved them.
No, because there was like a bunker that Frodo was supposed to get to go into with his family because he was the one who spotted the asteroid first. But he ran
you
up
remember
a
it in
hill
really great detail.
on a bike with his girlfriend and a baby.
Was the baby E.T.?
No, I swear they were like on a bike or something, trying to like run up a hill away from a tidal wave to escape.
Oh, I'd die.
So,
Yeah.
Biker, I would die. There would be no escape for me.
Yes, he married his girlfriend so that she could get into the bunker, but then she wouldn't leave her family. And so they like gave the baby to them or something, and it was like, yes, a dirt bike. Thank you. He chats with me.
Okay.
So it's not quite E.T.
No.
Okay.
The bike never flew, but there was a dirt bike. It's so weird.
All I remember is that I liked it more than Armageddon, but that's literally all I remember.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry.
Okay. Speaking of pants feels, because we're always coming back to that.
Everything comes back to pants
telling
feels.
me
Yeah.
animal crackers did nothing for you?
Literally
once
nothing.
again, Lord of the Rings characters. This time
Armageddon. That's true. Yeah.
Armageddon animal crackers was Matt Cawthon was my sexual awakening. Was my second coming.
I'm sorry, I'm distracted by Don't Want to Miss a Thing playing in the back of my head now.
Oh my lord.
I've seen neither of these films, so I cannot contribute.
You have never seen Armageddon?
Okay. Armageddon and Deep Impact came out like within months of each other, and they were both asteroid destroying the world films.
Yes,
and then a year later, it was like Volcano. It was like Volcano
and Dante's Peak.
And Dante's Peak had Linda Hamilton. That I remember because Linda Hamilton is my pants feels. Terminator 2 was just
The first time I like broke any rules when I was living abroad in Austria, we were on a trip to Germany, and I snuck away from the party to see Dante's Peak in the theater. I'm such a nerd. I love disaster movies.
I love
so they're all like, let's go get vodka. And I'm like, let's go watch Dante's Peak.
Let's get Dante.
I was trying to convince somebody to watch Moonfall the other day. Just because
Pierce
the
Brosnan,
moon is the enemy. The moon is crashing to the earth. It's the moon. The moon. We have to kill the moon. It's a great movie. It's hilarious.
I wanted to love Moonfall so bad, but it was like not even the fun kind of crazy for me. I was like, you guys aren't even trying.
I don't even think I've heard of that movie.
It was totally the fun kind of crazy for me. The moon is falling, and Halle Berry is trying to
they got Halle Berry to do a movie where the moon is falling, and like the guy who's trying to stop it is an Elon Musk fanboy.
Are you sure it wasn't like Chicken Little?
Like
Halle Berry as Chicken Little?
It is hilarious. It is so bad, but it is okay. If there, obviously the so bad it's good is going to be that's a line that's going to be different for everybody. For me, it was just like perfectly on the edge of that line of like my brain would be going, this is so dumb. And then I would laugh. And like it was just, the moon is the enemy.
I'm abusing my power for this one. Day
Yeah,
after
Charnice
tomorrow.
has such a professional photo. I feel like a schlub.
Wow.
Look at me,
Charnice
I'm
also
playing
has
in the
good
field with
taste in movies.
ponies. And like,
The best
Charnice
taste.
is here showing
Hmm.
up.
Indeed.
If we're talking about
Indeed.
disaster movies, Day After
The
Tomorrow.
day after tomorrow,
They ran
that's the
from
one with
the
the
wind.
yes,
the
and
cold
like
air.
it's cold air and wolves in New York City, right?
Yes.
Yes, I remember that
Cold
one.
Air
Okay.
and Wolves?
Yes. Hello.
They had to run from a cold front that was coming in and freezing everything behind them. It was amazing. It was
Oh.
beautiful.
Yes.
It was
I haven't seen any of these.
Emmy
These are
Rossum was in it. She was one of the ones in New York, and they're like,
yeah.
maybe that's the Dennis Quaid one. I don't know. I can't tell those guys apart.
Maybe
I don't
this
know.
is what we should do for patrons. Like I watch things that I've never seen.
That could work.
Okay, I
yes.
do need to know, Allie, have you ever seen this isn't guilty pleasure because I actually think it's just a straight up excellent movie, and every young woman growing up in the world needs to watch it because it will set your priorities right. The Last Unicorn.
No.
No, I thought that's what Willow was, right? I thought Willow was like a unicorn
Red
movie.
Bull? Oh.
Oh, no, I thought Willow was the Tom Cruise unicorn movie. Is that what that is?
No, that's Legend.
Oh,
Also a great
Also
movie.
haven't seen that.
okay.
Okay,
I was so confused for a while watching Willow. I was like,
Give me
where's
more.
there's
We're
no
gonna
Tom
do
Cruise.
what? We'll take movie night. We'll do we'll do
that would be
a
so
movie night.
good.
Yes.
Yes. So
so-
The Last Unicorn is like 80s cartoon. It's a book, but
it's a
they just like, you
cartoon.
know, that like Lord of the Rings cartoon, like the original Lord of the Rings movies that they did. It's like
Yeah.
that animation style.
Wait,
And
The
it
Peter
is
Jackson ones? Or there's
no,
animated-
like
there's
No,
animated.
there's
it's
animated
cartoon.
from like
It's cartoon.
someone quote me on I think it's like the 60s. Like they did
Yeah, it's
early
old
animation.
style animation. It's like,
Of
you
Lord of the
know,
Rings,
like
yeah.
2D.
The Last Unicorn is Mr. Bree's like favorite thing in the world.
It is like no
loves
joke.
it.
It is my top movie of all time. It is so
wow.
good. I still watch it and cry. It is Schmendrick the Magician. Top tier. Top
Wait, which
tier.
movie is this?
Last,
The Last
Unicorn.
Unicorn.
The last one.
Last
Okay.
Unicorn.
Yeah.
I've
And
never
there's
seen-
like there's a butterfly that's like high on all of the happy things in the world who just like twiddles around. It is 10 out of 10 movie. If you haven't seen The Last Unicorn, watch it. It's a banger, and I'm pretty sure that's where Red Bull got its name from.
I want to know
Okay.
what movie traumatized you as a child and why was it Never Ending Story?
The Neverending Story is a movie I'm so scared to watch again because I loved it so much and I'm so scared it's not good.
I think we all just need to like establish that we're terrified of quicksand, right?
Right.
course.
Oh, like
Quicksand's
everybody.
real.
Me.
I thought
People-
quicksand was going to be a much more like I was going to encounter quicksand in my life at some point.
Yes.
Yes, that was.
We've all practiced our quicksand escape techniques, right?
Yes.
Like you know,
totally,
you have a tree
absolutely.
branch in a
Yeah, we
Yeah,
need a tree branch.
Yes.
We need
Like
to stay very
generations
still.
of,
Yes. I don't
people.
wiggle too much because you sink. Like you gotta stay.
You gotta-
yeah.
and
Yeah.
then just one hand only. And
Yeah.
you
One
reach for
hand
that
and put
branch.
it out. Yep. Exactly.
This is
I
why my
have a
dog goes
book.
everywhere with me, as if Henry wouldn't come over to me with a branch and pull me out. That's what dogs are
course.
for. Quicksand.
I had a
Yes.
whole book as a kid of like what to do if, and it was like all these
Mhm.
disaster scenarios. And I think that it explains a lot about me as an adult because
I'm
I am
gonna
so
need
paranoid.
that book.
Yes.
That
But
sounds
it's like, you know, what to
amazing.
do if a shark attacks you, what to do if you're stuck in quicksand, what to do if
Mm.
like you're by a like a volcano and it's exploding. Like what to do
That
during the
last
rock
one, you just
slide.
die.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Do not
That's what
do
they don't tell-
anything they
they don't
did in
tell you that.
Dante's Peak, okay? You would die if you did anything they did
Anything in Dante's
Peak.
Peak. Yeah, absolutely. Do not jump out of a boat and try and walk your family through molten lava.
Grandmother jumps out of a boat into boiling acid lake and just like pushes them to shore while slowly like melting.
Melting. Yep. That is a
And
scene.
then
in
grandma just
Dante's
like
Peak.
dies, and then they're
Yep.
like, "Okay,
It's
thanks,
hard to
grandma."
forget. And they're like,
I mean,
feet
grandma was
away from the dock.
badass.
Yes, but they're feet away from the dock. Like they weren't even far. They're so close to the dock when she does that. Yeah. Quicksand was
Reach out,
terrifying.
I feel like we
Has anybody- I'm curious if anyone here or in chat has watched The Neverending Story recently and is it good,
Does it hold
or
up?
is it one of those 80s ones where you go back and you're like, oh, this is trash? I loved it so much and I'm so worried.
I mean, I haven't seen it in years because sadness makes me sad.
Of course. Yes.
So I avoid it.
True.
Because if I have one motto in life, it's called suppress to success.
I can't watch it. I can't watch it because I can't watch that one scene again. I can't.
With
And
the
everyone
horse?
knows what scene
Yeah.
I'm talking about. I can't watch that scene again, so I can't watch
Swamps
it.
of sadness.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope. I will not watch that horse.
The
singing about
soundtrack's
law.
amazing, though. Just
No.
so.
Never ending
Just-
story.
Stay away from the
Yeah.
actual movie.
That was the best scene in Stranger Things, is when Dustin and his girlfriend were singing that on the
On the ham radio.
Absolutely the best scene in the entire show. I was like, cancel the show. They can't.
This is it.
The Duffer Brothers have outdone themselves. We're done.
Yeah.
Cancel TV,
Yeah,
honestly. We're done here. We did everything we needed to do.
There's huge gaps in my 80s movies knowledge because of what I was allowed to watch and what I wasn't. Like, some stuff slipped through. I don't know how The Princess Bride slipped through, but it did.
Because
Yeah.
it is a
Phenomenal
classic.
film.
And it's
Oh,
not even
yeah.
like that dirty.
No, but it's not dirty that would make my mom not let me watch a movie. It's demons and evil and magic and witches and blah, blah, blah. That
Not too
was her
much. Just
thing.
a six-fingered man.
No, there's some magic in it too. But that one got through. I think because I thought I saw it at somebody else's house, and then I just watched it over and over again. But like, I didn't ever see, like, somebody said Labyrinth. I never saw Labyrinth in whatever the unicorn movie was. I forgot.
Labyrinth I saw as an adult. I don't know why I didn't watch it as a kid, because I don't think my parents weren't. Well, my mom was sometimes a little funky, but then we'd just go to my dad's house and watch it there. So there was no like. There's none of that.
This is why everyone's parents should get separated.
Honestly, everyone's parents should divorce. It makes you really well adjusted.
It is the easiest.
I mean, my
path
parents
to
divorced,
seeing-
but they were in different countries. It wasn't like I could just like go to my dad's house and watch a movie there.
That's
Well, they did it wrong, Jenny.
I'm sorry. I'm
You're
sorry.
trying to get it wrong. I have notes.
Okay. Oh, you have notes on my mom's parenting? Really? So do I.
Actually, I do.
So do I.
Jenny, I've been keeping a journal.
No. Oh no. Lady Hawk. I love Lady Hawk.
Lady Hawk. Oh my
I
God.
don't know this one either.
Again, talk about pants feels. Maybe I've got it's like
Yeah,
Beauty is
Michelle
like Beauty and the
fucking Pfeiffer. Michelle
Beauty
Pfeiffer
and the
also
Beast,
pants
like
feels.
reversed.
Yeah,
They're
it's so good.
cursed, Allie. So like one has to be an animal at night and the other one is an animal during the day, so they can never love each other
They
because
can never love each other.
They
One's
have-
a wolf and one's a lady hawk.
Yes. And it's Yeah, she's not a hawk. She's a
She's
lady
not like
hawk.
she's not a regular hawk. She's a lady
She's a
hawk.
lady
hawk.
It's so good. But if you watch it now, one of the things that will stand out to you is the soundtrack, because it's like 80s synth music playing
Oh
over
my
like a
God,
medieval.
it's everything.
Something in the fairy books we're reading definitely inspired by this.
Okay.
I have to go back and
Ooh.
remember because something I don't know if you've hit there yet though.
Okay, what
Yeah.
book are you on fairy books?
I went back to read the novella because I skipped it because I was just being a bad person and they told me the gray book fucked and I was like, you guys, these books are not fucking yet. So I'm gonna get to the book that fucks. So,
Okay.
sorry. I mean, it's just everybody
I
they were
fucked
very
me.
actually
they were
annoyed with
very
the label
porn,
of
and I was
fairy
like,
porn, because I'm like, where is the porn? Point me.
you
to
don't
porn.
sell these books as fairy porn to a romance author, okay? I mean,
Right.
they delicately made sweet love in the beginning.
Yeah.
They did not fuck.
Okay.
So sorry, not to gatekeep the fucking or anything.
No,
I just, like-
actually, I would prefer more of Bree gatekeeps. I would subscribe to a podcast.
Bree gatekeeps.
Yeah, like the Bree keeper. I would love that.
Beekeeper.
Oh my lord, the names you were. Oh my god.
I'm gonna have like quite a reputation by the end of the night.
Indeed.
I
Oh,
love it.
oh my god.
So, but Allie, you just finished the third book, right?
I'm on the novella. I'm like,
Okay, I'm reading the
into
novella too.
Okay,
So
I feel
we
like
will read it
maybe
together.
I have time to catch up with you guys because I've been saying for months, years, centuries. How old am I? Apparently vintage. That I'm going to be
Yeah.
reading these books, and I just haven't. But I think the time has come, the Walrus said, that I must pick up A Court of Thorns and Roses.
You have to, and then we have to text about it.
Yes.
Constantly.
We'll
You
just
have to
make a
text me
group
and read
text.
about it and what your thoughts are. Because it is that well, and Gus. So when we're done with Hunger Games, I'm gonna make Gus do Akatar because I think it will be fun.
No, I'm gonna wait to read it with Gus, and I'm gonna block myself from the spoiler channel so I can read
Yes.
along.
Yes, because we're gonna do. Yeah, that's my plan. Is we do Hunger Games when we're done with the Hunger Games, which will be pretty fast because there's only like 4 books. Then we do Akatar, and do all of Akatar.
I've been like
Sensational.
texting Allie, like ranting about Wheel of Time, like themes compared to like the themes how they're handled in these books. Like I'm just, I have a lot of thoughts. I'm ready.
I have a lot of feelings. I have a lot of feelings as to them like trying to label it YA. And I have a lot of feelings as to people calling it trash because I'm like, the fact that we would label that trash and not like Game of Thrones.
The
Because to me,
smuttiest
like,
of smut.
to me, the only difference is it's like written, but not the only difference, but to me, it's like, okay, so the sex is consensual and it's not like gratuitously violent.
For the youth.
Yeah. And I'm like, so it's for the youth and also it's I don't know. I have feelings about it. I feel
there's a whole thing where
things written by women with
yeah, that's what I was about to say. By women and for women. If it's by women and for women, people generally think it's trash. Like
because
it's
we're
And
not
I am
selecting
gonna say
anything.
there have been some like very seriously legitimate like criticisms of how she like handles race in her books, and like
That's
that
legitimate.
is not what I'm talking about because that is like a legitimate. If that's what you've got a problem with, like I'm not. But she does have like the first and second books, like to not get too spoilery, one of the most intense like depictions of like somebody discovering that they are in like an unhealthy relationship and the trauma and how those like I mean just it's one of those
yeah. No, there's like some real depth to those books. And I'm like, I don't consider it to be like you can have healthy criticisms of it for sure, but like to label it trash, I'm like, why are you labeling it trash?
Yeah, the exploration of trauma was so intense.
I know it must be like good and palatable at like an adult level because one of like my besties who she does watch The Wheel of Time and she does watch Game of Thrones, but she doesn't read fantasy. I'm sure we all have friends like that. She texted me one day from her bathtub and she said, "Oh no, I've started a fantasy series. I can't get out of the bath. It is so good." And she then went to lay on her bed wearing her like towel on her head for 8 hours and finished the book. And her new proposition to me is, if you read A Court of Thorns and Roses, I will read The Wheel of Time.
That's a way better deal for you.
I was just gonna say you are winning in that deal completely.
100%. But
I haven't even books versus 5.
I was like, listen, I was already going to read it, but I am intrigued by the proposition. Also, I don't think you're going to finish Wheel of Time.
I'll tell you, there's way more spanking in the Wheel of Time than there is.
Yeah, that is true. To my great dismay.
I'm not wrong
come
about
on.
that.
I'm pretty sure some of these characters would have fun with the spanking. So, can we now?
We figured like having a side quest would be fun during the slog year parts of the next.
Yeah, of course.
I have had so much fun. I think I told you this, like with the Hunger Games, when you guys started doing the podcast, I haven't reread that. Like I used to probably read them like once a summer because they're just good books. They get you in the feels in the best way. They make you think about stuff. I hadn't reread them probably since like 2014, whenever the last movie came out.
Yeah.
And you guys started the podcast and I listened to my first ever audiobook like in my life. And it was it was Hunger Games, and it was so good because I was like, okay, like I know everything that happens, but I want to read along with Gus and I want to read along with the podcast. I'm having so much fun with your alighting, and
I have never gaslight Gus to my knowledge in our relationship.
Mhm.
It is so fun gaslighting him. It's like
gatekeep, gaslight,
Gaslight,
girl boss.
girl boss. And we keep debating as to what's more fun, being the first time reader or the spoiled person. And honestly, both are so fun in such different ways. It's been such a blast to do something different than what we've been doing for 3 years. And also it's kind of nice. I was talking to somebody about this today, actually, where I've noticed that a lot of like the first time reader podcasts, usually the woman is the first timer and the man is guiding her through. So it's kind of fun to shake that up too a little bit.
That's
that
why
was one
I
of the
literally
things that
wanted.
I really like. Yeah, that's one of the things I like
Jenny.
doing with Addison. Like I was like, I'm the like if this is the first time this has happened that I know of with the Wheel of Time anyway. Where the
that's why I'm doing it like with my dad, right? And like prior to that, like I deliberately didn't want a female co-host. I wanted a male, because I wanted to make it clear that hey guys, women have read the books too.
Yeah,
and sometimes women know more than men. It's crazy.
And it's not, and like we weren't dragged.
Okay.
Like, so
it's been so fun, and he's come up with some wild takes.
Oh God, yes, I love it. My co-writer, she will not read Wheel of Time. She mostly wants to get me like some help, like a van to take me away and have me.
You've been sucked into a Wheel of Time cult.
Gently deprogrammed.
Oh, definitely.
Like, you guys all talk like you hate these books. You need help.
Yes,
but
both.
She loves Hunger Games.
Them and hate them.
Yes, both.
If I was indifferent, that's when you take me away.
Yeah,
yes.
Love and hate are the same sides of the coin.
Yeah.
But so anyway, she loves Hunger Games. So she was listening to the podcast. She was so excited. She finally got to like listen to Allie and Gus because I talk about them all the time. And she's like, Bree, is it just me or is Allie really fucking with Gus? And I'm like, oh God. I have to
really
explain
energy.
Now I have to explain gaslighting to you.
Yeah.
I have 3 years of revenge to get. I have 3 years of it. And I was like, I feel like I did my years in Azkaban. And hashtag trans lives matter. But I was like, I need to just give it all back. And it has been a freaking blast. It's so fun to try and mislead. I've been having
and like there was one, I can't remember which, it was definitely in, I think it was in Hunger Games, like towards the end of it, and you said something and Gus like caught like it, and it was like an alighting because you had made a reference. Has everyone in chat read Hunger Games? Spoilers for Hunger Games.
Tell us now if you're not. Yeah.
Because you had made a reference about like boom or explosion with respect to Prim. And Gus was like, that was weird. Huh. Like, why'd you say it like that? You're like, say it like what? Like a boom.
Boom.
Yeah. Katniss would explode if something ever happened to Prim.
I think you have helped shape this current theory too. That is the quarter quell.
Well, yeah, I think he thinks now that like Prim dies in the quarter quell. And that sparks the revelation.
Can't wait to find out what happens.
Yeah, he thinks that's like what I think he thinks that's what sparks the. We haven't talked about it in a second, but I think he thinks that's what sparks the revolution is Prim dying in the quarter quell.
Okay.
But now this read, he's about to find out. I'm dying because he keeps fucking reading Malazan instead of the Hunger Games. And listen, I understand. Like he's on the last 300 pages of like the last book. So like I guess
it's exciting.
Like, slap part. But I'm like, I keep being like, will you fucking know what I know so that I can know peace? Like I can't keep keeping this a fucking secret from you, man. I need you to know that what the quarter quell is. And so, but he keeps like last night he was like, I'll read the Hunger Games in a minute. And I was like, no, you have to read them now.
Put that book down. I love but I love dictating male literacy.
Yeah.
No, I love telling men what to do. I really do.
Oh, it's my favorite.
For me.
It's my absolute favorite.
But so he's finally going to know what I know. I hope in like
Mm.
the next couple of days. It will be a lit time, hopefully, in the Discord.
And then we get like a super great training montage. Do 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 do.
Well, I keep trying to get him to. I mean, not trying to get him to guess this, but it keeps like clues keep coming up about like what happened to Haymitch's family, and I keep being like, is he gonna get it? Like, is he gonna like? I'm not trying to have him like guess, but I keep kind of being like, just like softly like mentioning the clues and being like, surely he will get this. But he hasn't made that like connection yet that that's a thing.
Yeah.
So he might not, but I think
he's focused on when they kill the families, it being via the games, not just recreationally.
We'll just
Not
go
like
up and
when
kill
you
them.
come home.
Yeah. It's not like we will just kill them. It's like we will send them into an
funsies.
elaborate game where they may or may not be killed. It's like, no, they can actually just like go up and
Kill
kill
them.
them. It's fine
Yeah.
for them.
Do some light murders.
Yeah, as you do.
Just a big game of mousetrap.
Indeed. Yeah.
Dana was mentioning the fact that Gus and I got in a light marital argument at one point where I was like, you never read any books I recommend you. And that's not true. But like it had been a minute since he had read a book that I recommended him. And this was over Christmas where I was like, I have like a stack of books next to him where I was like, you need to read these. And he was like, give me a sec, because he's again with the Malazan. And I was like, you never read any books I recommend you. And then he goes, well, you never read any books I recommend you. And I
it kills me every time. Like, what are you saying?
Sir, I know we had a global
podcast.
pandemic and we forgot time, but it is ongoing.
I am 9 books in to a 15-book series that I've committed to for you. And
All
of
of which
when
are like
I'm
2
done
to
with those, we
3
can talk.
standard books long. Let's also be clear.
Yeah.
There's fucking cement brick books. Like I could throw it at someone and kill them. Like
Yep.
they could be used as weapons. I don't think
They
allowed
are
on
classified
planes.
as weapons.
Indeed. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They are indeed bricks.
It's just like, that killed me. I was laughing so hard. I could not stop laughing at the audacity. I was like, what are you saying?
Cue Moraine voiceover.
You
Audacity.
stupid
He
boy.
with that freaking machine. It's so fun. It's like a kid with like the best toy of all time. Like he cannot stop himself from pressing all of our new sound buttons.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we have to use them sparingly or people will get sick of them. But there is no, he thinks it's sparing right now.
Honestly, I have, so I listen to podcasts now when I drive to the gym, like yoga in the morning, and then when I drive to work, and then when I drive home. And like my commute to work is 10 minutes. My commute to yoga is 5 minutes. Like I have like little glimpses during the day of like times that I can listen to podcasts, which is why I'm so behind on everyone's content. Sorry, I love you. But the buzzer wakes me up. It is like I am just like it is wham for me.
We got a lot of
It
notes
is
about the buzzer.
5:45 a.m. No, that buzzer was going. I was like, buzz, buzz, buzz again, buzz, buzz, buzz again, smash, smash. I
got a lot of
loved
notes
it.
about the buzzer. Heard. We adjusted.
Now it's
demand
Michael
more
Scott,
buzz.
right?
I do miss the buzzer, but I did like I was like, oh no, don't take the buzzer away. But then the first time it played when I was listening, I actually had like piped it into my shower because I like I play them through my shower speakers and all the dogs came running like what the hell?
Oh my god. Well, we've solved it. It's not the milkshake that does it. It's
At least
Gus.
one comment, the phrase sensory nightmare was used.
Oh no.
And we were like, understood.
Okay.
We're learning every day.
You can just send me videos if you smack the buzzer.
I aspire to have that as an adjective attributed to me.
That you are just a sensory
You
nightmare.
are a sensory nightmare.
Oh my god.
I suppose some
my
people
Lord.
do
It's
listen to our
always important
podcast
to
as
have
they're falling
goals.
asleep, and that was probably counterproductive and counter just to sleep.
Yeah,
You
I
know
did
what?
think about that afterwards. There are some that I listen to when I'm going to sleep. That probably would
Lesson
have.
learned. You don't sleep on wheel takes.
Exactly. I'm like,
Also,
why are you
how do
fucking sleeping?
Yeah, how are you? Why? I don't understand listening to something that you want to listen to while you're
I
falling.
listen to
You're
repeats.
gonna miss it.
I listen
Yeah.
to repeats. Like I have
Oh,
the
okay.
History Chicks podcast is one
Mm.
where like I'll just like load up all of the like the weird Tudor stories in a playlist and I'll just like
Okay.
listen to them as I go to sleep. Crazy Tudor
I could
drama
fall
or
asleep
something.
with so many tutors.
Absolute bonkers. They're just
Oh, yeah.
murdering and cheating and
Just
murdering.
I
Yes.
love a good Tudor drama. I would
Ugh.
watch the hell out of any of them. Any
Mm.
of them. I love a good like historical fiction drama. It's to
I mean,
me,
have you seen The Great yet? The
Oh,
latest season?
fuck yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
no. Here's the thing. Here's the
Mm.
thing. I was an early adopter of The Great. Like I
watched it
saw
because
the
of
commercials
you.
and was like,
Yeah.
this is my shit. I will watch the hell out of this. So
Mm.
I watched The Great very early on and I was like, Gus, this is an incredible show. It's called The Great. You must watch it. Because how Gus is that show? Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, that is
Yeah.
Gus's show. I did the same
yeah.
thing with What We Do in the Shadows. And both shows, Gus initially watched it. And I fucked up with The Great because I like let him watch like an episode I thought was particularly good, but I didn't think about the fact that you have to see the journey
Yeah.
that she
Yeah.
goes
To
on.
understand the impact, yeah.
Yeah. And so he was watching episode 5 with me and he was like, I don't get it. I don't like it. No.
Oh my god.
He was
Yeah.
also
Gus,
in a bit
catch
of a mood
up.
during the pandemic because he also watched the first episode of What We Do in the Shadows, which also is such a Gus show. Like such a good show. And he watched the pilot and we got to the part where they like killed a person. And he was like, this is too upsetting. And I was like, this show is upsetting.
Wow.
So,
Oh, wow.
so then it took like a year. And then randomly he started watching both of them because someone else recommended it to him, which is what being married is. And then
I was gonna say, isn't that marriage?
that is marriage. Like, and then they come to you and you're like, and they're like, someone recommended a great show to me. And you're like, I love you so much. And I've never wanted to kill a person more in my life. But like,
Yes.
You are Hadnan Kadir to me right now. I will rip your skin
like,
off your body.
Mhm.
Love you
recommend that
so
to
much
you.
though.
Yeah.
3 years ago. And for some reason you're like, and I remember the day and what I was wearing.
Of course.
I actually have it saved in one of my notes.
I
Allow
recorded
me to pull the screenshot.
Yes. I'd like to enter this into evidence, please.
Mhm. I have a voice memo today. And I labeled it.
Mm.
You guys are the ones who made me watch it too. I
Yeah.
remember because I
Great
started
good.
watching it and I was like 3 episodes in and I was like, this show is so well written and I hate it.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I watched 4 episodes and then I watched the 5th and I was 6 and I was like, why is it so well written? I hate it. And then I watched
so good.
more because I couldn't stop. And then I got to season
Yeah.
2 and I'm like, I guess I don't hate it. And then I just watched all of season 2.
Yeah, it's weird because it is one that's like that. It was okay. Ali recommended it, and then Bree mentioned that she hated it but couldn't stop watching, and that was okay. Let me try it. Let me try it.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I watched like season 3 in a day and a half. Like
I'm
I
so
love it.
behind on TV shows because all I have the spoons for sometimes when I get home is just like trash, just absolute trash where you can sit on like look at your small screen after staring at the medium screen all day, like scroll through that while you look at the big screen, just like background noise and like decompress. That being said, I had a Gus moment where I messaged Jenny and I was like, oh my goodness. Have you seen A League of Their Own?
that's right. I forgot about that.
Hey,
good.
it's lesbians and it's baseball. Do you think this is a show that you would like? And she was like, I have literally been telling you to watch that for so long. For so long.
Oh,
She was like,
we are
the
all
words
the
I used
person
to
that
describe
does
it to you were lesbian, Janet, baseball.
Yeah, the lesbian baseball show with Janet was my personality for like 3 weeks when it dropped.
I thought
did.
I was a revolutionary in March 2023 when I was like, have you heard of this show? It's based on a movie.
It was recent.
I'm
League of
glad
Their Own
though.
is one
Everybody
of my
should
favorite
keep
movies.
discovering Gay Baseball Show with
Baseball-
Janet.
Everybody should.
League of Their Own is one of my favorite movies. And so when I watched the show, I was like, and they made it gay. They did that for me.
They made it so gay.
Yes.
So gay.
So
When-
good. It's so
Okay.
good.
When Darcy Carden does anything.
Mm. Anything at all.
A marvel.
This is a show about pants feels now.
Oh, it is that if we're talking about pants feel shows, that show is
Mm.
absolutely pants feelings.
Yeah.
100%, 1,000%, million
Yeah.
percent.
So, okay, wait. Are you saying that you watched League of Their Own like half-assed with like a small screen in your hand and a big screen?
No,
Okay.
because this was a show I
And he was
did
about to fight you.
solo.
I was about
Yeah,
to fight
and
you.
that's why it actually took me like 2 months to watch because I didn't watch it with my phone. So I could only
Ah.
watch it if like Sean was out at hockey or like we
Okay,
usually
okay,
we
yeah,
have like, you know, the tiny one goes to bed. We have like
Mhm.
our dinner and like an hour and a half together and then we go upstairs. So like we watch shitty TV in that time. And
in
it's
that time.
there's not a lot of time for me to be like, hey, what if you just leave? And I may watch my
my
lesbian
show.
baseball show.
Yes. Okay, what
You just need to get into your grandma era where you're like, let me watch
Mm.
my stories.
yes.
Go away.
Oh, that happens. It happens anytime there's a new season of Bridgerton. I don't understand the
Queen Charlotte?
power.
I haven't. Okay, I
Queen
haven't
Charlotte
watched it
didn't
yet.
grip me the same way. Like it was very
Okay.
good and I really enjoyed it.
Mhm.
The first time I watched Bridgerton, it was an accident. So it was like still kind of like Heidi of the pandemic, right? Like we were
Mm.
still, it was like after like a very pandemic Christmas when everyone was still like Zooming with family.
Mm.
And we were alone. And so I was chatting with some of my girlfriends and I was like, oh, it was so great to catch up with you. Bye, pals. And we were like talking. And one of them had said that they'd started watching Bridgerton. They were like, you know, it's so fun and it's so good. And I said, wow, what a treat. So I decided after that at 10 p.m. to put on an episode of Bridgerton before going up to bed. We were waiting on our couch to be delivered, so we only had, we were sitting on a blow up mattress in the living room, waiting for our couch. So I'm on the blow up mattress and I start Bridgerton.
Mhm.
The hour is 10 p.m. I finish the series at the season at 6 a.m.
Oh,
Wow.
I go upstairs
Wow.
to bed and I'm like, and I wasn't even like, I wasn't drinking. Like I was sober as a stallion, just like committed to the task.
Sober as a that's a
I've heard
that's a
other things
simile?
like stallion, but I'm
yeah, not sober.
I
mean,
generally stallions are sober. Have you ever seen a
performance-
drunk
I was in
stallion?
performance mode.
I
Okay.
recommended Bridgerton to my in-laws because I watched the first episode.
Oh no!
I watched
Oh
the first
no!
episode and I thought, okay, first of all, it has that adorable actress who's in Dairy Girls, whose name I can't
Oh,
remember.
she does. Yeah.
And they love Dairy Girls. And
Yes, and
I
that's
was like,
why
oh my
Bridgerton is
God.
why she wasn't
This
in
is the
season
one.
3 very much.
And then I kind of felt like the show initially offered me some like Jane Austen realness, where it's
Mm.
like,
It
let's
did.
comment on society, and it's like silly and fun and da da da. And they like love period stuff more than anything. So I like
Mhm.
messaged them and I was like, you should check out Bridgerton. It's like so cute and fun, da 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 da. And it's got that actress that you like, and it's so great. And then I like didn't watch the show for a little bit because like life got in the way. And then
Mhm.
2 weeks later, I get a text from Gus's parents being like, so episode 7 was really interesting.
Can we talk about the cunnilingus on the stairs?
The cunnilingus on the stairs. Where I'm like, the servants are all around.
Allie does not read enough Regency romance.
Clearly.
Clearly.
All around.
I have got
Speak of the
to
cunnilingus.
expand your reading here, Allie.
I will be. No, I will be. But
Yeah.
because now I live next to near a romance bookstore. So now it's like, all right, the
Oh,
world
that's
is
so
my oyster.
fun.
But so,
Yes.
and it's female. Oh, anyway, but so I
Mm.
felt,
By people I like.
yeah, Bree knows that I sent her pictures of her books in the
Oh,
store.
nice.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
of course I know them. I like
I'm
do
such an
I do a
asshole.
thing with them every time I have a new book come out where like you
Mm.
can order it from them and you get special stuff.
I'm such
Oh,
an asshole
cool.
because I
Very
went
cool.
to the girls at the cashier who were like super cute, and I was like, I know her.
You are all allowed to do that.
Yay.
I know Kit Roca. I know.
her.
I know
I know
her.
half of her.
Yes.
It was so
Oh,
lame.
that's great.
I was so lame, and then I was like, "Oh my god, I just did the like thing in LA where we like don't name drop people." It's so dumb. But I was so like, genuinely excited. I'm like, "I'm her friend.
I'm her friend. I know her. Yes.
Hey, I love
This
it. This
is-
makes me look
This
cool.
is us talking about hot literary characters together.
Please, everybody go into bookstores and do that to people so I seem cool.
Yeah. Oh, that would be awesome.
I was so
Yeah.
late. Then I realized I did that, and then I was like, I will block out that I did that.
Well, now, honestly, I just see like a pilgrimage at WatCon because there's this really great bookstore that I didn't get to go to last year. And Jenny and Allie, if you're coming,
I'm coming.
we could do an I know her moment in that beautiful bookstore.
I will do it. I will do it, Bree. I like brag about you everywhere, but
And I would just love if all of us individually walked up to the counter one after the other and just put it down and be like, I know her.
Yes.
It has to be that voice too. I know her. We're friends.
It
I
probably
was
won't go
a
as
cashier.
entertainingly unless it's at like, one of the 3 romance bookstores. Most other there are a few other bookstores where like the people I know, but like not that many.
Yeah.
I also think it would be hilarious, Bree, if you did that about yourself, to be honest.
I know her.
Oh my god, you absolutely have to now.
Kit Roca,
Yeah.
I know
Yes.
her.
I know.
her.
Yes.
Hold on. It's getting dark in this place.
Okay. Well, I'm curious then what shows do you watch like when you're just watching shitty TV? Like is it Bridgerton or is it like what is it?
No, like Bridgerton is a me show. And then the best part about Bridgerton is I finished it at 6 a.m. and then I felt like a complete schlub because I had to sleep. And this is pre-kid. So I slept and then I like woke up like in the afternoon. I was like, I should move my body. It was -40 outside, so I wasn't going out there. I was like, I should move my body and do something. So I jumped on my spin bike and I was like, gosh, what could I watch to pass the time? So at 3 p.m. that afternoon, I started Bridgerton again. And I finished the season again.
Did you spin bike the whole time? Because
No, that lasted for like an hour, and I was like, "This is stupid. I can't be spinning and watching Regé-Jean."
It must be
Like,
hard
this
for
is-
you. I know how you feel about what's his name, Reggae Jean Paul.
Oh my god,
It'd be hard
like,
to stay on the bike.
He is my Galad. Like
Well,
I
you're
slipped
like
right
riding
off.
your
It-
bike
I was
and you're like, why isn't it him?
no.
Yes.
I took the seat off. It was just the post.
Oh,
it
good
got
God.
messy.
God. Oh my Lord.
So no, I don't watch that with my partner. No, we watch what shit do we watch together? Well, right now we're watching Queer Eye, which isn't shit, but season 7
that's
just
fun.
dropped. But
okay.
like Too Hot to Handle,
I
The Circle,
don't know that one.
I love
The Circle. I think is like top tier Survivor. Like
Gus
it
and I
is so
say to
good.
each other all the time because at one point the 2 girls, you like don't see any of the other contestants. That's kind of the point. It's all like a game on social media essentially, and these 2 girls had a bet as to who could get this guy to send them an inappropriate emoji first, just based on like talking to him. And he's meanwhile sitting there like not aware that any of these emojis that they're sending him are like dirty. Like they're sending him like peach stuff.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to get like unsubtle and like squirt emojis and stuff. And he's and like eggplants and things like that.
Yeah.
And he goes, and he's like sitting there like, why are they sending me vegetables? He doesn't understand what's going on. And he goes,
Innocent
all right,
little boy.
like Circle. Send them some of those big, strong purple guys. Like, and Gus and I quote that to each other all the time. We're like, hey, send me some of those big, strong purple guys.
Purple guys. Oh God.
It
Oh,
was
my
Vinny,
Lord.
like the first year.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Gus and I watched Our Trash is the Floor is Lava.
Okay.
I love that.
Oh.
I've heard of that one. I've
When
heard of
I
that
am
one.
tired, I just want to like watch the floor is lava.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's brilliant.
My favorite trash right now is Naked and Afraid. I love watching. I love watching
You
Naked
love
and
watching
Afraid.
naked people?
Naked
Well,
and
it's
Afraid.
just they're naked and afraid, and I'm like on my sofa with my like iced drink, and I'm like, you're naked and afraid, and I'm warm and cozy. Like,
As someone who went to Catholic school, if I were naked, I would be afraid. It wouldn't matter if it was in my house.
We're done. The game is done.
the
Did you
game is
see?
over.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Okay,
not
so
a game though. That's the thing that's crazy. They don't win money. They're just
They just
Naked.
don't think they can.
naked and afraid. It's
Wait,
so
why?
weird. Well, I don't know. It's so weird. I don't understand it. I love it though.
Street
my
cred.
trash show.
speaking of naked shows, there was this show that used to come on after Game of Thrones sometimes on like HBO Sundays. So I would go over to like my girlfriend's house, the same one who is like read a Court of Thorns and Roses. So we'd go there every Sunday. We'd have rosé. We'd watch Game of Thrones. We'd be like, well, the world is ending. It's fine. Season 8, super good. And then we would watch this British dating show where people would be like naked on stage, and it would be like the reverse dating thing where they would like slowly raise the screen and you'd have to like eliminate someone based on like their calves. And then it would go higher, and it would be like the next shot would be like penises. Just 6 flaccid penises, and you would go naked attraction, Nomen Garden, yes.
Oh my
And it
god.
would just be like, and then you'd be like, I don't like the look of that penis. And they'd like walk up to them. They have to like ask questions and like get the personality thing too. And then they'd be like, snip that dick. And then it would like go up. But it happened with like women and men too. So there'd just be like bushes and beavers on TV. And that's what you're being judged by. Anyway, it's a great show. If you're
Europe
looking for
gets
trash,
away with so much shit.
I am. What?
I'm agog. My brain is not processing.
honestly,
this.
I just want to do like a live reaction now because it's like on YouTube, like Naked Attraction. I want to do like Jenny's avatar reacts to Naked Attraction.
We're just gonna make it a patron perk.
I'm just so stunned that that's a thing. Like it's just.
It's like the
this
literal
group,
like opposite of any way I want to meet people.
The best one, obviously, is when it's like the person who's choosing is bisexual, because then you get like peen beeve, and like you really get to compare just like
If I wanted to date this way, I would just open my Twitter DMs again. Like,
Yes.
I don't. You can get this free on the internet.
So weird. That doesn't make any. That makes no sense. I don't understand.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
How is that a thing? How is that a thing? I don't
anyway,
understand
it
at all.
followed in like it was after Game of Thrones, so it made total sense to me.
Amazing, but horrifying.
Wow.
A show
I've taken
I
psychic damage
would
tonight.
never ever go. When I was an actress, actually, this is funny. When I was an actress, I had my profile on like all those different acting websites and whatever. And at one point, a reality TV producer, messaged me and was like, "We are looking for Bachelor-esque level women," and I was like, "Thank you."
Say no more.
Wow, thank you. I'm not, but thank you for saying that. I'm listening. And then they go, "We are looking for these women for a new hit reality show called Married by Mom and Dad." And the premise of the show, they reassured me that the man that they've cast is very successful and very handsome. And to that I say, then why is he on this show?
Yes.
That's the first thing. The second thing is, and they also emphasize that he is normal.
Sure.
Is that he's
Yes.
successful,
I'm
handsome,
sure
and
you're
normal.
the judges.
And I was like,
Normal.
nah,
He's a
And then-
totally normal and cool guy.
He's the cool
Yeah.
guy. And then basically you wouldn't meet him until the end. And his parents would pick who advances each
Oh,
week.
this was an Australia show too. Except
Yeah.
it was just
I don't know if
moms
they'd ever
on
got
a
made.
boat.
But they asked me to
Wow.
audition, and I was like, absolutely goddamn not, because I have
You
a
didn't hall
family
pass
will
that
make
with
fun of me
Gus?
so much that my ego couldn't take that. Like,
Yeah.
well, also I was with Gus, but unrelated.
Unrelated.
But it was funny because I went to Gus with it, and he goes, "Okay, no, get on the show, and you'll be the one that's secretly in a relationship the whole time, and there for the wrong reasons,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I will show up partway through." He was like, "Ask for more money,
Ooh.
and then I will show up partway through." And I'll be like, "She's been with me this whole time," and it'll be like ratings gold. He was like, "You
Wow.
should
Honestly,
Yeah.
now I'm
counteroffer."
disappointed you didn't do this.
That
There's
was-
still
yeah.
time.
Counteroffer
There
and
is
go,
still time.
It could have been like you could have been throwing drinks and like there's a whole
Right.
Yeah,
Write
he
them
could have been
back.
like a jilted guy who's like screaming
Mhm.
and crying, and I'd be screaming and crying, and they
Yeah.
would be, and the mom and dad would be like,
Yes, everything. And,
and
there
then
would be
the
like
mom would get to have like a moment where she's like, "You
Mhm.
need to go," and then like
Mhm.
it's ratings gold.
oh,
And
absolutely.
then maybe I show up in another episode, and I'm like, take it back. Like
Yeah.
we could have made this.
You could have popped out of a garbage can
Absolutely.
like Oscar the Grouch. I'm seeing it all now.
I'm just saying we could have totally made this pop up, but that is the worst.
Mm.
To me, I was like, that is not as bad as Naked and Attraction, but that one was like, who would volunteer?
Yeah. I
Honestly,
mean, I would
yeah, it's
prefer
just-
that than
too
trying to
much.
pick somebody by their penis or their vagina. Like, I'm just sorry. That's just not how I'm picking a partner.
Well, and I'm sorry, my ego couldn't take that. Like,
Okay, well, I guess I will put that in the recycling ideas for your Patreon perks, Jenny. Sorry. Just trying to be your social media manager.
Sorry. I know you have all sorts of ideas revolving around the vajay.
All right, I
Vajay.
guess I'll scrap that
Vajay.
WatCon panel. Super fun.
Where
Oh
it's
my
just like,
God.
We're gonna have to figure out something else to do on Friday night.
okay. Jenny picking partners by their bush. Like,
Yeah,
no, I'm
Jeff
glad.
laughed the hell out of that.
It's called Jenny
Buy
by the
your
Bush.
WatCon tickets.
Jenny by the bush.
A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush with Jenny.
Two in the bush? That's a lot. Anyway.
Well, we know how you feel about orgies.
Yep.
I
That's
finally
me.
got that story after dark. Or
After dark, yeah. Jenny, slayer of orgies. That is me. Have you heard that story, Bree?
No, do I need to keep my books away from you? Back up. Are you killing the orgies?
Yes, I have been known to kill an orgy or two.
Yeah,
Actually, just
Jenny,
the one
Jenny orgy slayer.
Are Jenny and I like nemesis now?
We might
no,
be
because
nemesis.
the way that because all of the context is
Yes.
good thing that orgy got killed.
Yes. Very, very good thing I killed
Okay,
this
good.
orgy. Do you want to hear the story? Because I think some people
Please tell
maybe
the
in
story
chat didn't
again.
hear the story.
Please
Okay.
go for it. Tell the story.
Okay. So I am going to begin the story with a fact that is going to make you go, oh, I understand. Understand that I killed this orgy. So do not be worried. I was in middle school. So,
Okay.
yes. I was going to the YMHA, which is it's a Jewish version of the YMCA. I think my mom had a job there. I can't really remember why I was going to the YMHA because I am not Jewish. And so, but I was the only person. Yeah, I was the only Gentile, which they told me to stop calling myself because they said, no, don't call you because it's an insult to me to come. I'm like, no, but I am the Gentile. I'm the only Gentile here. But I was the only non-Jewish person there. And because of that, I was constantly just encountering vocabulary that I'd never heard before, just constantly. And so at the beginning, I was just always asking, oh, like, what's that? What's Shabbat? What's Manischewitz? What's Mensch? What's Schwitz? What are all these words that you're saying that I've never heard? And but after a while, I started to feel stupid. because in middle school you start to feel like I don't want to be constantly looking like I don't know shit. So I started trying to figure out, like, I'll just figure out from context. I'll just, they'll say something and I'll figure it out from context. And one of the classes I was taking there at the YMHA was a dance class, and there was a girl in that class whose name I will not say, but she was very she was like very popular and very like domineering. She was the, if she said something was cool, it was cool. She said something that was not cool, it was not cool. Like that's who she was. And it was middle school, so we all just like went with it. Anyway, one day after dance class, she came up to me and asked me if I wanted to go to her orgy. And I had never heard the word orgy before. And so I assumed that orgy was a Jewish word that I just didn't know. And so I responded, sure, I guess I have to ask my mom. And then she looked at me with confusion, and I went, okay. And I just went home. Luckily, my mom was not home. So I found a dictionary and looked up the word orgy and was like, oh, no, no, really, really don't want to do that. And the next week I was back there, and I told her, like, I went up to her after class and was like, I'm not gonna come to your orgy. And then she kind of like walked at. I'm not doing either. Like, neither thing is happening. And she walked away from me. And then one by one, all of the girls, because this was in the locker room, would come up to me and be like, did you say you weren't going? And I'd say, yeah, I'm not doing an orgy. And then I'd see them go over to her and tell her no. So one by one, people would confirm with me that I wasn't going, and then go tell her that they weren't going. And then when I left the girls' locker room, the boys started coming up to me and saying the same thing. Like, did you say you weren't going?
So you are the cool one.
Well, I was the first person to say no. I don't know that I was cool. I was just
the first person to look it up in the dictionary? Is everybody else on the same page? I'm so...
They all seemed to know what it was, because they were relieved. Like, when they would ask me if I said no, I'd say, yeah, I don't want to do that. And they'd be like, yeah, I don't want to either. And then they would go tell her. She hated me for the rest of my time there. Oh. Like, the orgy was canceled. Like, she just didn't get to have an orgy.
So curious about
should
her
always
childhood.
Kill bad orgies. So
yes,
okay.
Yes. So I imagine I don't know what would have happened if I don't know. Honestly, what would have happened if I hadn't been there.
A lot of it would have been like a grade 7 dance, just like very sad, very awkward. Maybe some balloons floating around between bodies. Yeah. I don't think a lot would have gotten done.
No, I don't think so either. I really don't think so either. But yeah, so that was me. I killed an orgy when I think I was either 13 or 14. There.
I'm really proud of you.
Yeah, not succumbing to peer pressure. It just, when you look it up in the dictionary, especially like when you're at middle school, it just sounded so gross. Like, it was just, what? Why?
I mean, honestly, tell me you're a nerd without telling me you're a nerd. Let me go home and get my dictionary. Step 1, consult Webster.
I mean, there was no internet, so I just was waiting for my mom to come home and wondering what an orgy was.
Because then your parents wouldn't have been able to go through your search history.
It's
pretty hard to find that in a dictionary.
Yes, ask Jeeves. What is an orgy?
An orgy. Yes. He'd immediately snap back, go get your mom.
Yes. Oh, man.
Yeah, someone would have told their mom eventually. Someone would have told their mom.
I imagine.
There's no way you can get that many kids together to do something bad and someone doesn't cave when they're that young, and someone doesn't cave and tell their mom.
Yeah,
absolutely. I would have asked my parents, like, can you drop me off at the orgy? Parents would have been like, pardon?
And then you would have had a weirdly veiled discussion about it at school the next week. Like, somebody did something bad over the weekend and the school found out about it. So then there's like a weirdly veiled talk where everyone knows what happened.
Where nobody says the word orgy.
Yeah, nobody says what happened. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. It's like they're just like, I just randomly, like, some drug thing happens over the weekend, and then the school's like, I just randomly decided to have a presentation on drugs for all the students today.
It's so weird. We just happened to have this motivational speaker in town. He's
here to pump you up about the dangers of alcohol right after the incident.
Yes. I remember the thing that was sad about it. I mean, aside from everything, the other thing that was sad about it was, like, it was the first time one of the people there had invited me to their house.
Oh no!
And I was like, oh, they have accepted me To their orgy? Go to an orgy.
I love them.
Just
Yeah.
using you for your body.
I guess.
You know what? They really loved you after that, except for that one girl.
Except for that one girl, yeah. She just sort of avoided me after that.
You know what? Honestly, I hope she avoided you and found therapy.
Yeah. I don't know if she I would imagine that I don't know, because when I try and think like middle school, you were doing things like 7 minutes in heaven. And like I'm wondering if she thought it was gonna be like that.
Could be.
Like,
Maybe she
I
had
don't
older
know what
like
she thought.
I'm curious. And I mean, like I will say some people were doing 7 minutes in heaven. I was missing 2 teeth and had a
Okay.
retainer until I was 18 when I was able to successfully achieve implants.
Mm.
I feel like my middle school experience was vastly different to
Yeah.
everyone else who was in the closet hooking up.
I mean, I was going to a private Christian school. Like it was wild. I was going to a private Christian school in the day and then going to the
I've seen
YMHA
Cruel
after school.
Intentions.
I was doing the two at the same time. Like I was all Christian, and then my evenings were Jewish, and then I would go home. Like that was my life.
I'm wondering if
So-
like a cousin said it to her, like said something to her as a joke, like oh, there's this great thing called orgies. It's like when you all like hang out and play a game or whatever it is. You should invite.
You should
everyone.
have an orgy
That
with your
sounds like a
friends.
cousin prank. As
Jenny,
someone
you
maybe,
need to
yeah.
track this woman down and ask her.
we gotta
I'd be
find
like-
her.
I know you hate me for killing
Isn't this
the
what
orgy.
LinkedIn is for?
Yeah, LinkedIn is for precisely this purpose.
Right.
Precisely this purpose. When I was teaching, I had a student at one point. She was 7 or 8 years old. I'll never forget this. We're doing improv, right, with the kids, and at one point she's like, "We're in a lot of trouble. We got to eat ass." And I look at her and I go, "We have to what?" And she goes, we're in a lot of trouble. We might eat ass." And I was like, we're gonna go outside.
Yeah.
And then immediately I turned her and I go, "Do you know what that means?" And she goes, "It's like when you fall down." And I was like,
Oh, eat shit.
Yes, I am
Eat
eating
shit.
ass.
That's what she's
and
trying to
I go, it's not a nice word. It's not a nice phrase. We don't say that in improv class.
Yeah.
I understand you didn't know what it meant, but it's swearing. And she goes, and then she starts like quivering, right? She starts to cry. And I'm like, no, it's okay. You're not in trouble. Like clearly you didn't know what the words meant. It's okay. Just don't say it again, because if you do say it again, then I'll know that you know, and then I'll have to talk about it. And but she's like, and I'm like, no. Like,
It's fine.
she literally cries through the rest of class, like through the entire rest of the class. And I'm saying to her, I'm like, I will not have to tell your mom about this, but you have to be cool. Like you
have to be cool.
I'm arguing with her at this point. I'm like, if you don't stop crying, like I will have to tell your mom, because she's gonna think I like beat you or something. Like,
Did something to it.
stop crying.
God,
Like, you
be
stop
cool.
crying. But she can't keep it together. She cries through the rest of the class. She gets picked up by her mom. And I wait a bit for them to get home, and I call, because I'm like, I can't like have sent a child home crying and not address it. So I call her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she dropped like a bad word in class. And this woman is English is not her first language. So we're talking, and I'm trying to explain it to her as gently as possible, where I'm like, she said a bad word. She didn't know what it meant. I just told her that we don't say that word in our class, and like that I would call you if she did it again, because I know that she knew, but like everything's fine. And then she goes, "What does it mean?" And well, so first she goes, "What did she say?" And I think she's Russian. She goes, "What did she say?" And I'm like, "Oh, she said, that they're going to eat ass, which, like it's not important." And she goes, "What does it mean?"
You see,
And
when
like,
a person
not a
loves
nice
another
thing.
person,
Yes.
It's just not a nice thing.
Yeah.
But we dealt with that kind of stuff like all the time, and we collected our best stories. Like I had a 5-year-old at one point who was a darling kid, But she, so one day I like turn around and she's like mooning me. And I'm like,
Kids
are
are
your
amazing.
pants too big, sweetheart? And she goes, But I'm teaching at a Catholic school.
Yeah.
So I'm like, put those pants back up. I was
What's
like,
up?
Jane,
Yeah.
good sweetheart. I'm not gonna say it.
The
I said-
power of Christ compels you.
I said, it's like there's a window, and I'm like, if someone walks by and I have like a naked
Yeah.
toddler in my class, that's not gonna look good for me. And so
Mm.
I'm like, we go tell your mom your pants are too big. And she's like, okay. And then every day I taught there for like weeks, I'm seeing this child's rear end.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I
happens,
keep
yeah.
telling her, like, go.
Because
tell
you
her,
reacted,
Mom,
yeah.
stop it. And then one day she does it. She moons everybody and everyone's like aghast. And then she turns around and full on Girls Gone Wild. It's like, woo!
Yeah.
And like, and I turned to her and I go, now I know you're doing it on purpose. I'm calling
Yes.
your mom today. Call. But with parents, you're like, I never know how they're going to take it. You know what I mean? Like they could be like, oh, that's bad. We'll deal with it. Or they'll be like, my child is perfect. Oh God.
Yeah.
So, or like, what are you doing to cause the situation? And you're like, oh God. But so I call her and I go, so she's mooning us in class. We find that sometimes when things in school are being reinforced at home and we're talking about boundaries with her, that it can settle in better if like we're all a team and talking about it together.
Yes.
And she starts immediately cracking up. I'm like, oh, thank God. And she goes, oh my God, my baby's a tiny Matt Lauer.
Oh no. Oh my Lord. Oh,
her mom was a W mom. I was like, absolutely. Because she was thinking that it was funny and that everyone thought it was funny. And she was a natural born comedian. She was one of the funniest kids I had ever met, but she did not understand what was like funny and what was just shocking.
Yes.
Honestly,
Yes.
butts are funny.
They can.
funny.
Yeah.
Butts are funny.
Yeah.
And I was like, listen, I get it. Butts are funny, but like it is not funny.
Yeah, we need to calm down. The worst incident I ever had with having to explain something to a parent was at the preschool that I taught at, and we had like a little playground in the back that had one of those teeter-totters, like with springs underneath it, so it would really get force on it. And the little girl was on the teeter-totter, and the boy on the other end got off, so the teeter-totter slammed her in between her legs, like really, really hard.
Ow.
And she was crying. And so like I was her main teacher. I had to check to make sure she was okay. Right. Like, and it's that area, but she's red and swollen and she calmed down, whatever. But when I was on the bus taking her home, and it's like, I have to explain this to her mom, because if her mom sees that her child is red and swollen in that area, this is a problem, right? Her mom did not speak any English or French, which I could have done. So I had to mime it to her mom. I had to mime. Yes.
We don't know what she interpreted.
No. It was just, and it was like I was outside of the bus because I walked her to, so I'm like on the sidewalk, miming teeter-totter slamming into the crotch. I'm like trying to get her mom to understand. It was,
oh my God.
I will say not quite the same, but like in terms of crotch miming, it's really hard to get the message across.
Yeah.
So, a few years ago, I got hit by a car, whatever, went to the hospital, unconscious, got operated on, woke up the next day. Didn't know what had happened or what was going on in my life. Did know that I was between sugarings and that my return sugaring had been I was scheduled for the next week. So I was extremely concerned when I woke up because I realized that my spandex had been cut off my body and my Grey's Anatomy moment was not the ideal scenario that I wish to have been on the operating table.
That was what you were concerned about in that moment?
That was my number one concern.
My Lord.
So Shaw, my partner's in the room with me He's washed my blood off him. All is well. And I've got like this like tube down my throat. And so then they like pull the tube out and the nurse is like, okay, sweetie, okay, honey, like don't talk just yet, rest your vocal cords. And I like lock eyes with Sean, like my partner, in a panic. And I'm like, I need to convey to him exactly my feelings in this moment, my anxieties. We haven't spoken. It's like 11 a.m. I got knocked out at 4 p.m. the day before. I need to let him know. So I start miming. Sorry, I just want to make sure. So,
7.
and then from my crotch, I just started doing bursts of flame. So I continue to do this and then bursting with like, I had to like, both my arms were casted. So I'm just bursting from the crotch. And when the nurse is like, okay, you can like try to speak, you can try to speak. And so Sean's like, he's like trying to guess, terrible at charades, by the way.
I mean,
trying to guess what I'm saying, like
I'm not
putting it
sure
together.
I would not have gotten that either.
I would get it. I would get it.
You
And
would get
so,
it.
so
Yeah.
they're like, what? Like Sean's like, okay, like grabs my hand. He's like, okay, speak to me. Like, what is it? Like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? I go, 70s push.
70.
70s push.
God. Oh my god. Wow.
Anyway, crotch miming, not an easy thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was like
God.
70
Avatar or
crotch
no
fire.
avatar?
Yes. Oh,
Oh my god.
yeah. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Oh,
that's so amazing. That is the funniest ever.
yes. Well, I mean, we've
Spouses
been here.
ruin moments for each other all the time.
This is the
Where
way.
you're like, this should be this like is so cinematic. This is a moment, and then they're like, I like fucked up Gus's proposal really.
Oh,
I did too. I did that to Mike too, my
I
husband.
totally fucked up. Well, because Gus and I proposed to each other on the same day. I don't know if you all know that, but we proposed to each other on the same day by accident because we had determined that like we both wanted to propose to each other because I was like, well, society tells me I want the proposal, but I also hate society. So I want to do it. But I feel like we could have it both ways. But like I propose to you at some random point in time. So like I get to feel in charge and special. And then you do it a different time. And like we both get the best of both worlds. So I like planned this whole proposal with two of our friends who were going to be like the ruse to get him up to this like this place that he's been going to since he was a little kid. And meanwhile, like, his whole family is like hiding and like a
So
bunch
wait,
of
did you do it in like the Midwest?
Yes, I did it in Michigan. I proposed in Michigan.
okay.
So like there's this cabin that he's been going to since he was a little kid, and there's a restaurant, and they all the waiters know him because they've known him since he was like 5. And so I was like, this is where I'm gonna do it. It like means a lot to both of us. And so I'm gonna coincidentally, it's also a town that Daniel Henney frequents, which is a weird thing that's true. Because he's from Michigan.
Well, now I'm interested. Anyway, now I'm telling you.
I know. So like one of our favorite waitresses who works there has met him because he stopped into the restaurant one time.
Okay,
It's actually crazy. So both of us are like, well, tell us next time and we'll fly there.
We're coming.
But so so I planned this whole weekend and like I plan everything. Meanwhile, his whole thing was, I once told him, if you learn how to make a chocolate lava cake, I will never leave you. And so he figured out, like he like with a friend of ours who bakes, like worked. Luckily, I'm very not observant, but he like worked to learn how to make chocolate lava cakes, molten chocolate lava cakes, so that he could propose with one. So
With the ring inside the lava?
So, excellent question. So,
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
The day comes. and
Back
he
to
decides
childhood
to propose that
trauma.
weekend, and he decides to propose on the day that I have chosen to propose to him. So he goes and he tells our friend, like, Allie and I are going to go on a run. I need you to turn the oven on so that I can, like, he brought up frozen chocolate lava cakes.
Mhm.
Somehow I never noticed, like, him putting them in the car.
Mhm.
I just, and apparently they had been in our freezer. So that just goes to show how much I like
I mean,
cooked it all.
who looks for
Yeah.
lava cakes?
I just
Nobody
didn't
looks for
even
lava
see
cakes.
them.
No one expects the
so-
lava cakes.
So he takes me on a walk and he tells our friend to turn the oven on so that he can cook them really quick while I'm getting changed. And we're walking out. Neither of us are talking to each other, apparently, because we are both rehearsing the speeches that we are going to say to each other that day. So we come back and we have, like, I go into the back. Gus, like, quickly puts the lava cakes in the oven. He takes them out and he, like, opens one and just goes all over the place. Meanwhile, I'm back there, like, going to get ready. Tell me if this is, like, a boring story.
No,
but
No,
please
I'm
continue.
enthralled.
okay,
Yes.
great.
You
great.
had me with chocolate lava cake, to be
Yeah, yeah.
honest.
So I'm doing my hair and I'm thinking, oh gosh, I'm being so rude. Like, I need to hurry up because everybody's hungry and wants to go to breakfast.
Mhm.
And I was like, I'm going to get engaged today, though. Everyone's going to want to take my picture. I'm going to take my fucking time. So I took my time. And thank God I did, because Gus finally gets one to work and he hands it to me. Like, I walk into the room and he goes, hey, can you sit on the couch for a second? And I went, why? Because I'm thinking about my own thing.
Of course.
I'm like, I need to get the day started.
Mm.
And I'm like, why? And he goes, just sit down. And I went, oh, fuck. Because I realized he was going to propose. And I was like, on the day I'm going to, but like, it came out very badly. And like, my friends are filming this whole thing. I go, oh, fuck. And I sit down and he comes over with the chocolate lava cake. I immediately assume that the ring is in the cake.
Of course.
It was not, because he determined that he didn't want to cook the ring.
I
So
mean,
then
it's a smart move.
it's a smart move. It's an excellent move. It's absolutely what you should do. But so I look at the cake and I look at him getting down on one knee, and I'm thinking, it's going to take me forever to find the ring in this cake.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be really awkward on camera because I'm going to be like trying to find it so that he can propose.
With
and
your mouth looking like the kid from Matilda.
So I'm like, I got to find this ring as fast as possible to save this moment for Gus. So I don't look at him the entire time that he is proposing. I am digging through this cake.
Oh my God.
I'm just digging through this cake, trying to find the ring so I can save the moment so that it doesn't look awkward on camera. But instead, what it looks like is I don't give a fuck about Gus proposing to me. I'm just wishing about
wow.
Are you eating the cake? Or are you just like flinging
that was the most
chocolates?
awkward proposal I've ever seen in my life. Could you look at him one time? But I'm trying to save him. And then
I'm doing this for us, guys.
digging through it. Like, I'm digging through it.
Wow.
And I'm in shock, right? And so I'm not thinking, because I'm so shocked that it's happening on the same day. I'm like, this isn't allowed. This is like, I was thinking about my thing so deeply that I didn't even notice all the signs. So then he eventually, like, very gently goes like, Allie. And I turn and look at him and I see the ring in his hand. But in my shocked mind, like, he did not put the ring in the cake.
Yeah.
He somehow magically got the ring out
of the cake. And completely devoid of all chocolate.
It's something mad, like it was a magic trick. It was a magic trick. And I turned to him and I just like go, how did you do it?
Oh, this is the most romantic story ever.
It's like completely fucked up.
He's a witch.
I completely fucked up his entire thing.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's so fucking awkward. Like, you can't watch the video. It's so awkward. It's
No, honestly, now again, because I'm just going to be everyone. Like, you must have a Patreon screening.
You know,
Of
I
the-
want to
of
see
the
it now.
best
I
of the-
absolutely want to see it now.
Of
Oh,
like Cake Gate.
we lost Allie.
Allie's
somehow.
like, I'm running, I'm fleeing.
Yes.
I'm
How
out.
did you ruin Mr. Bree's proposal?
Oh, well, I mean, nothing that elaborate.
Okay.
It's just we had the same sort of thing where, like, I don't know, he had been like, we got by one of those a wedding bridal tosses. Someone like drove it at my face. And so everybody like immediately was like, ooh, they're gonna get engaged next, they're gonna get married next. We were like very young. I mean, we were 20. I was 21. I was 21 when this happened. Okay.
Oh my god, a child.
Yes. I had to make sure. I might have been 22 when I got the bouquet to the face. But anyway, so like we started talking about it and everything. And like, you know, I had this idea that he was going to propose to me at Christmas because he like kept dropping stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I guess we're going to go up to Minnesota for Christmas and he's going to propose. And like one day I'm in the back room where I work at Barnes and Noble in the receiving area, where I work with this like absolute grumpy ass jerk older man who makes me listen to Rush Limbaugh all afternoon. So like I'm back there in a pretty foul mood because I'm listening to Rush Limbaugh. And like somehow my husband gets them to let him in. So I like turn around and he's coming towards me and receiving, and my brain is not functioning. I'm like, how did you get back here? And he gets down on one knee and I say, oh, you fucking goober. And I'm like, oh shit, that's not the reaction. Oh,
I mean, you both said
I've been
fuck
corrected.
to the people who proposed.
I said, you goober, you fucking goober.
Okay.
Then you had to sit and wait a minute before you gave an actual answer.
Yes, apparently I did not. He has come to defend his honor. I'm never going to live it down.
One of them is on his concrete.
Yes, his bad knees on concrete in front of the least romantic person in the world and with Rush Limbaugh. Because he said I would not expect it, and I did not.
You did not.
I did not. However, I mean, we got
it.
engaged at a Barnes and Noble, so I mean that's about as appropriate as it can get, but also as
I
hilarious.
know her.
Yes.
So,
oh my lord.
But the button of my story, because at one point my aunt who is like, you'd be surprised how many people are like, yay, you both proposed, and how many people are like, boo, you both proposed. So she's like, I'm so glad you let him go first.
Oh,
because because you know, to save his ego or whatever. And I was like, I didn't let him do shit. I was pissed. Because he turns to me and he goes, I don't know, it just seems like the perfect weekend to propose. And I was like, yeah, because I planned it to be the perfect weekend to propose.
You're welcome. Gus's ego.
No, we're talking about Allie that time.
Just fine.
Yes.
Night, babe.
He does not give a shit.
Yes. Oh, well, thank you all for coming to this live stream, and thank you for watching. I think we've been here for almost 2 hours, so I think
we talked so much Wheel of Time. We solved all the world problems.
Yes. And I showed you
not just bullshittery.
No, I showed you all my dances and my
brain is on fire.
And if you donate money one more time, you can see Jenny make money out of her mind.
That's where it comes from. Ooh, you're dancing too. Let's see, do I have another dance?
Wow, the Macarena.
Yeah. All kinds of dances programmed into this thing.
Look at those hands.
Yeah, it's very exciting to have hands. I can also twerk, but I didn't program that into my hotkeys yet, so I don't know.
Are you kidding? You had the option to twerk with me coming on this stream, and you did not hotkeys it?
Twerk.
Hold on. Let me see if I can. Just give me a
it.
second. I got to find it. Okay, wait. I got to make myself taller because the twerking otherwise is pointless because you got to see the booty. Where's the twerk?
So there is a butt to this.
Oh, yeah. There's the butt. See? I'm twerking.
Ma'am, we have different definitions of twerking.
Well,
we absolutely
no,
have different.
she's twerking.
Oh, there she goes.
Oh, there she
Oh,
goes.
there she goes.
So I have to figure out how to turn her around.
The whitest prude ever, but I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not twerking.
I'm pretty sure that's
it-
not
it-
what they call it.
does the twerking. It does the twerking. It does do it. So, but yeah. But thank you all so much, and thank you to everybody who donated to this, to making this possible. I am quite relieved because now I am not worried about my avatar suddenly ceasing to be. And
The computer
Yeah.
dramas have been real, y'all, behind the scenes.
oh gosh,
The
yeah.
phones and the computers. Now Jenny can upgrade her phone.
Yes,
We're all very, very excited.
of course. Fascinating.
Damn it, Chance.
Anyway, always so good. Anyway, on that note, I am gonna end the broadcast. So thank you all, and we'll see you
Good
around.
night.
Good
Bye,
night.
friends.